What is good, YouTube? What is good, YouTube? It's your boy Marcus, and it's football time. Well, let's get this game going. I am so pumped up for it. Let the football night begin. Well, it had to begin, but I'm a little late, so let the game continue.
Wow, this is a great job. This is the plan that you have to have. You're looking, these are the two best players. You need four guys on them. You two guys, you take Tyreek Hill, and then you two guys underneath, you guys take Kelsey. That's going to make everybody else have to beat you. That's what the teams. So they both This is what we talk about. Boss, come on, just do it early. But the reason why he's open is because Tyreek Hill's underneath him. You see the stumped up front, great pressure. And that's huge. I mean, both these defenses getting stops against these two quarterbacks and offense is impressive. How many times? Only the second. And it bounces at the 6 on the right in the end zone for a touchback and a net 31. One first down. Bucks come back for the second.
Guys, I am so ready because the score is now 0-0 right now.
When he first played in the Super Bowl game, February of 2002. Tony, you were a junior in Eastern Illinois. LeBron was a junior in high school. Mahomes was 6 years old in the game. First down plays to be running.
Ooh.
Breaks that one for 13. Yeah, they've done a really good job. They got the simple as the season going on, and they run it very efficiently on first down, and they shorten these games. Run it, screen it, play action it, Jim. That's what they've gone to.
Guys, I just love football games. Oh, and Chopper's watching football games too. And Chopper loves football games too, don't you, Chopper? Yep, Chopper loves football games too. All right, let's see who's gonna score.
The Chiefs, I want the Buccaneers to line up and make the game simple. Start the weather field, run it, trust the screen, pressure on, and play action. Keep your shots downfield. They've been a good play for a team all year, bud. 2nd and 13. It's it to Great. There's the injury, and he was questionable coming in. They're thrilled to have him up. He's having a huge postseason. 11 catches, make that now 12 in these postseason games. Tom Brady was the first man, by the way, to walk on the field today. Came off the bus and didn't go to the locker room. He walked out on the field, just kind of gazed around, looked around, went back in. I could see you were gazing at him too while he was gazing. Really well done by the gazer. Antonio Brown was in this game. 3rd and 8. And they get to him. Brady is sacked back at the 29. Okafor coming up and drawing with Jensen. That's just an outstanding job of fooling the quarterback. And watch right here. Sorensen, you're coming, right? We're all coming. We're all lined up right here. You can't really tell. They just pop out, double team the tight end, hit him. Frank Clark, who got to him, Tony. And he's been playing outstanding, Jim. Frank Clark in this postseason has really picked it up, as you saw with the play on first down and 3rd down. Yeah, he had 2 sacks against Buffalo 2 weeks ago. So again, they take him off the field. They pick up the 1 first down on the run by Jones. Now Cleveland's punt again bounces at the 30. Backwards bounce. It's on the ground and it's picked up for just a moment by Hamilton.
Oh boy.
Officials blow the whistle. We mark it closer to the 42. Excellent starting position. On the way for Mahomes at the Chiefs.
traveled over 33 yards, and the officials actually moved it back to the 38, said it went out of bounds at that point. And that's why Hamilton was unable to pick up the ball and advance it, as Chiefs fans were hoping. Eric Bieniemy, which is a big part of getting this offense to click, the offensive coordinator. On first down, toss it to him, get the ball in his hands for the first time. Kelsey was out there trying to clear the path. Tony, give me your report for the Chiefs on offense.
Well, you see that play right there? Here's the report for the Chiefs. Protect Mahomes early in the game. Your two tackles are out. This team's provided pressure up front, third front seven. So make sure he gets it out, feels calm, collected, gets into the game. Defensively, where's Tyreek Hill? He's right here. He's lining up on the bottom of your screen. That guy, somebody over here the entire game, one of these two better be watching him over and over again. Every play, Jim.
Davis is on him on 2nd and 5. With a run play to Edwards, and the rookie fights for the first. He's stopped a couple of yards short.
You see two runs. That's helping these offensive linemen, the tackles, right? All of a sudden, you're like, hey, let's go ahead and keep it simple on the ball. You see Devin White, 45, make the play.
Devin White is always around the football.
He's played outstanding in the postseason, too.
A young leader. Just in his second year out of LSU. 5th pick in the draft in 2019. First down. Mahomes. Again, there's plenty of room, and he reaches out for the marker. Levante David was trying to cut off the angle, but it is marked for a first.
And what an outstanding job by Andy Reid. Like we talked about, you need to protect the pocket. Well, that's a tight end and a receiver. That's Pierre Paul right there. They're going to block him and move the pocket, which means I'm not going to put you on these tackles. That's a double team and an automatic quarterback movement. Really smart getting Mahomes into the game like that.
3 rushes in this opening quarter by the quarterback for 24 yards. Unused set of downs, and again, Edwards a nice tackle. And just put an end to it rather quickly by Jordan Whitehead. The biggest performance of the year is right around the corner, the Pepsi Super Bowl 55 halftime show featuring The Weeknd. Grab and scan your Pepsi after the show for exclusive access to the action. 2nd and 4. Brady watching after 2 stalled drives. Holmes clears it out. Did he get him to jump? Was it flag out? Free play. As he throws on the run. And it's tipped away at the last moment. With a save the touchdown. Murphy Bunting got a hand on it. Otherwise, it probably would have been 6.
Number 90, defense, 5-yard penalty. First down.
And you see how quickly the pressure is coming, especially when you jump offside, Jim. It really does help you get to the quarterback sooner. But you'll see his weight go forward. Oh, stop. But really, a lot of guys stop right there. They don't continue. That helps the quarterback when he does and makes him throw it. Murphy Bunting with a good play to avoid giving up a touchdown.
He's made a bunch of big plays. He's had a pick in all 3 playoff games. He prevented a touchdown with that one. For the first down off the outside. That was dangerous. As Hardman had never turned around, and Dean was moving in on it.
It's just an outstanding job of timing up the pressure. Watch right here. Mahomes, this motion. Most teams don't pressure when you motion this quick. But right there, they time it. You can't block that when it comes that fast. When teams motion, you don't usually like to blitz extra guys. But they've played them now before, and they're timing it up.
It was Murphy Bunting who had deflected on the previous play, who came crashing in after Mahomes had forced the quick throw away. 2nd and 10. Toss to Edwards and Lair. And that looked out of sync from the start and a loss of 2. That's the Devin White making another tackle.
I mean, this is the speed of Devin White, 45. Once he recognizes it, he beats the lineman all the way outside and cuts off the edge. And that just shows you his skill set. I mean, to get there that quickly, and Edwards-Helaire. You know, Jim, he runs a 4.42 40 for a linebacker, okay? He's pretty fast, just like me. I mean, we're about the same race.
Third and 11. Pressure again. Mahomes. Look at this throw. Down deep and almost pulled in by Hill. Would have been a circus catch. And Butker will come out for a long field goal try.
Oh, look at this. We're going to send 2 corners on the edges. No one does that. But guess what? Patrick Mahomes doesn't know. I mean, he gets away. Great defense on the back end. Usually that's a touchdown. You get out of something like that.
Ooh, hit him right in the face guard. Did you see how he flicked that pass? Sidearm.
Well, almost there.
And then he got a little dork.
So Harrison Butker, 25 of 27, on your 49-yard attempt. And that kick is good. First points of the game go to Kansas City. Presented by the Bud Light Legends. With that field goal to put the first points on the board, Kansas City, talked about this during the Cleveland divisional game, has the lead, Tony, for the 62nd consecutive game at some point. The Chiefs have the lead for the 62nd straight game at some point. Let's take a look at next gen stats. Powered by AWS.
Well, simple. This team likes to throw the ball deep. That's how they started the season. They just didn't do it great throughout the whole year, but they got on fire late in the year. And this big-time throw and catch at the end of the first half against the Packers really gave them a huge lead. And Tom Brady's showing you he's not getting that old, is he, Jim? He's still throwing the ball deep as well as anybody in the National Football League.
Looks exactly like he did 10 years ago.
And so do you, Jim.
I appreciate that. There's a running play with Fournette for 3 and 3. Bruce Arians becoming the second oldest coach, think of that age thing, ever in a Super Bowl. Only Marv Levy was ever older in a game. But overall, these two together.
He's done a great job of making the game. They got aggressive, right? They lost that game. They decided to get really aggressive with all their calls, Jim.
They go ground again. Back-to-back carries. And he's 1 yard shy of a first with third down coming up. There it is. Marv Levy living in Chicago these days. Bruce Arians. Marv also in the game, of course, all those years in a row. Coach Belichick. That was from the Atlanta game we called 2 years ago. Patriots over the Rams.
Pretty good coaches there. There's some rare company in this game. Moves them up quite a bit as you go ahead and beat the Chiefs in the Super Bowl.
3rd and 1. And we go to find a little seam up the middle. Fournette gets called on 3 consecutive plays and picks up the first. It's interesting. We got 3:40 to go in the first quarter. Of all the many things you can look up about Brady's accomplishments, one thing he hasn't been able to do in his 9 previous Super Bowls,
Score?
they've never scored a touchdown. Only 1 field goal. It's astonishing.
That is crazy.
Extra lineman in for him. Drops back big time. And we got a flag now. Anyone looking around saying, what did I do? But Mike Evans was the guy that he was trying to hang with.
Prior to the pass, holding, number 21, defense, 5-yard penalty, automatic, first down.
Breland's played well, as the season's going on. But you'll watch. This team likes to hold a little bit, Jim. They really get their hands on you a lot. And you can see that's a penalty over and over again. And that's one area we're going to watch. Look at the other side. Bet you're going to see the same thing. Yeah. Ward right there doing the same. That's sticky coverage, right? But if they get penalties on them, it's the game very easy for the offense.
From the 45, 6 DBs on the field for the Chiefs. Brady goes sideline, and he has his man. That's Antonio Brown.
Outstanding route by Brown and Brady on a go route that turns right back. Watch him roll out. He's going to throw the ball deep. I'm going to throw it. No, come on back, Antonio. He fires that ball to the side. One-on-one outside the numbers right there. Those numbers, you're going to have a lot of chances. Look at those eyes.
Still spinning it, sending it with velocity, and a gain of 16.
You can see how excited him and Patrick are about this game.
Play action. They go to break. With Walker in front. Hammer break down to about the 24 before Damian Wilson finishes them off.
Well, you talked about it at the start. Run it, screen it, play action, right? Here's a play action. Screen. And that's their offense right now. And I think the more they screen it in this game, Jim, the more everything gets opened up against a very aggressive defensive unit.
Well, to your point, they opened this drive with 3 straight carries by Fournette, and now they had a couple of chunk plays. 16 to Brown, 15 to Brady. Fournette tried to hurdle, fell back down to earth, and then took off to the right side for a first time. Great piece of running by Leonard Fournette.
We're not coming over this year with Jacksonville, and you see just gets stuck at the line. It's finishing. He's had a couple runs like that we've seen where he kind of gets stuck and then comes out of there.
shut down Breland. Coming up on the Rocket Mortgage halftime report, join JB, Phil, Nate, Boomer, Coach Tower, highlights and analysis of tonight's game, all coming up on the Rocket Mortgage halftime report.
And you see another screen right there to the outside. That's huge against Spagnola. Makes them not want to pressure much.
We say Brady's never had a first quarter touchdown. I mean, could he possibly beat the clock here?
Did you jinx Spagnola? Usually it's the guy you're talking about.
One of those weird announcer jinxes. Here's Brady's pass. It's Gronkowski.
Touchdown.
The biggest tandem for touchdowns now in postseason history. The old Patriot teammates reunite in the Super Bowl for a score.
They got him back. They started to utilize him since Kansas City. He's been in a ton, 13 touchdown, most by quarterback receiver duo all time in the postseason history. Gronk is back, Jim. And another screen pass right there to him. Fake it right here. Everyone come over. Just throw him a little flat screen. Little pick play. And your touchdown call was wrong. No, it was right, actually. That's right.
You could see it. They were chasing it after, I guess we alerted them. Of the fact they were on the slide. Tom's teams, they got in the end zone, 37 seconds to spare.
Well, you said 9 games. He would never go 10 games without it.
Never.
By the way, guys, I can't tell y'all who wins. I'll tell you what team. I'll tell y'all what team I choose at the end of the game. I'll tell you what it is, but I can't tell you about it now. It will ruin the big moment.
Is sponsored by T-Mobile, now America's largest and fastest 5G network, and by General Motors. We're coming Norway. Everybody in.
Bucks have just completed their longest touchdown drive of this postseason, 4.5 minutes. Gronk and Brady, we showed you they have the record now. Tom has his first ever touchdown drive of an opening quarter and his 10th Super Bowl in an opening quarter, but they've teed up now for 4 touchdowns in the Super Bowl, but the 13 overall breaks the mark they were tied with of Montana and Rice.
That was they lost to Kansas City, right? Since then, neither team has lost all year, Jim.
Pringle into the far side, and he's got room. Pringle with a beautiful
That's a big-time run right there. Kansas City, I just said they lost in week 17, but they didn't play their starters. But this is why they're explosive at all three levels. You just look at Cleveland, who's starting his college career as a quarterback. It's really come on.
Let's bring in Jay Feely.
Well, Jim, I talked to special teams coach Keith Armstrong before the game. He said on the returns, they have to cut off the wide side of the field. They didn't do it there.
41-yard return. Down. That is again Pierre Paul.
And this is Pierre Paul. He's got really long arms. Very tall, and he's always done a great job of timing the quarterback's pass. As soon as you get stopped at the line of scrimmage as a D lineman, you get your eyes on the quarterback and you try and see if he throws in your area, you time it. And a guy with that kind of length makes it difficult. He's only hit about 10 of my throws before.
And he's never lost in the postseason. Going back to his Giants days, he's 7-0. 2nd and 10. Kelsey's first catch. Pick up about 6 or 7. That was the first completion for Mahomes after a 6-pass stretch without a completion. 2 for 8 overall now for 9 yards.
Really different first quarter, right? In the first game, Mahomes to Hill had 203 yards. How many yards Mahomes have today?
Got 9 in the first quarter.
Tampa Bay doing a good job slowing down Tyreek Hill right now, but we'll see how long that's going to hang on, Jim. for the safety right there over the top. Really outstanding job. This is tougher for KC than it's been, right? It looks like they're getting that kind of pressure on the edges.
Townsend's first punt traveled 51 yards. They only had met a 31 and this one off the side of the foot. The 27-yard boot they just announced last night. The Hall of Fame class. What a distinguished class it is. Peyton Manning. John Lynch gets the great honor here as he's back in Tampa where he spent so many of his years. Charles Woodson.
Some unbelievable names there.
Alvin Johnson, Alan Faneca.
Right up.
First and 10. It's rid of it too low for Jones to handle. So you got about 25,000 fans in attendance and another 30,000 cardboard cutouts. You could, for $100, you could send in an image and you could virtually attend the game. And it also would allow you to be a part of a drawing for a pair of tickets to next year's Super Bowl in Los Angeles. Second and 10. He's bumped out by Wilson. Seeing that shot of Peyton Manning makes you realize we got all-time 3 quarterbacks who threw for 50 touchdowns in a season. 2 of them are playing in this game, in Tom and Patrick, and of course the other was Peyton Manning. They're all here.
Yeah. I mean, that's why this game is being built up so much. Because you've got rare ability, that quarterback position. And
After the play was over, unnecessary roughness, number 95, defense, 15 yards will be added to the end of the play. Automatic first down.
And that's called, and Chris Jones, that's a big one. Carl Chappers announcing it.
yeah, you see right there, Jones retaliated a little bit. Jensen, he's gotten a few people to do that. Brady knows. He's like, oh, you can't listen to Jensen or center when he does that stuff. You're going to get caught. Jones upset there, but these penalties, it's so huge on drives. You know, with one penalty from a defense, the data just tells you it's 30% they score with one penalty on any drive from a defense's side, right? The offense scores 30. It's 70% with 2. You can't have them in big games.
Gives him a first down at 48. Final Jones. Gronkowski helped throw a good block for him. And he picks up 7.
This is where Gronk coming back just helps tremendously. He's going to go one-on-one, the defensive end. That way they can double team other guys inside, block all these guys down. But the ability for a tight end to take that guy and just handle him by himself. Oh, Jones trying to come back. Frustration going on over there, Jim?
You better be careful. Second and 3. Jones. Another good run he rips off. And again, Gronkowski had a lead block on that.
Yeah, guess what? Go right at him, right? Lead block, he said. He's great at it, Jim. You see how many games? Is it a gazillion? Right there, one-on-one with a defensive end. That's hard for most tight ends. By the way, how many games have you done, Gronk? I know you know Brady's. How many did you get with Brady?
I'm told this is the 100th time I've called a
It
Brady
is.
game
I
in his
checked.
career.
That's unbelievable.
We're Gronk this time, so it wouldn't be quite that high. Of course, the career not as long either. First and 10, Brady from the pocket. He's got Evans. They've got the Kansas City defense on its heels now, running and throwing.
You're exactly right. The game is getting simple, right? You're running through up, and look at Evans, just runs right away from Greenland. Using that length. A little banged up this year, but really that's the type of stuff he's great He has interior breaking routes. That size plays a role. Strike by Brady. And it looks efficient. And that penalty hurts you when you look back again.
It's huge. And now that play picks up 31. First and goal. Extra lineman in for the Bucks. Joe Haig, the extra lineman, and a timeout called. So we were here November 29th. They were a tired team. They told us that several times this week. And when they lost on that Thanksgiving Sunday, it was their third consecutive loss. They lost to the Saints, the Rams, and then the Chiefs. Then they had the bye. They were the last team to get a bye in the league. They needed it. They came back, and they've won every game since. And look at Brady's numbers after that bye.
Yeah, well, and here's what happens. The bye week, we saw it right before our eyes how they just played really good in the last three quarters of that game after the bad start against Casey. But during the bye week, the offense, the coaches, and Tom Brady, they look at the tape and they say, let's get rid of all the cool stuff we've tried all year. We've had 10, 12 weeks now. Let's go ahead and put only the stuff we're good at and make the game simple where our guys know what to do.
First and goal, Jones trying to slip through a tackle, but it was Chris Jones able to hold on to him long enough. They're not 2 yards shy of the first.
And right there, the game is simple. Watch the run to the right. Right behind Brock and these guys, they're just running straight forward. Chris Jones does a great job coming off. But that's a tough play because they're just kind of going right at you. And that's what they do. They got rid of all the extra cool runs and said, let's just hammer them. Straightforward, play action, screen, let Tom throw deep.
Second and goal. Brady moves out. Jones is the running back. Fake to Jones. Over the top of the goal. Oh, it was a pass to Haig, the extra lineman we had just mentioned. He had a chance to make the catch.
It's really an outstanding job by Hitchens, 53. Nobody really thinks you're going to throw the ball to the guy who lets it hit his helmet.
No.
They just get his hand in there. It's not really a drop, right? He definitely didn't catch this clean.
It almost got wedged right in between the top of the face guard and the bottom of the helmet. Third and goal. It's Jones. It's Jones getting hit and getting stopped. Did the ball coming up? Kansas City and Sorensen think they have it. They're marking him down.
What a stick. Coming up the middle.
Wirfs has the football in his hands. Passanio was in on the tackle. And now, Tony, we've got a fourth and goal.
Against these quarterbacks, you're going for this stuff all game. Both these offenses, systems are too good. You need touchdowns. You have the chance to get in, and fumble came out late. He's down.
Even Thea is the fullback. They brought him over the offensive unit. He moves to the right side, fourth and goal. As Jones, did he break the plane? Still looking, no signal.
Oh, this is going to be close, Jeff. Because if the signal happens, it's got to be clear. And they get a stop, Jim. But it's going to be one of those we're going to look at 50 times. Let's watch it from above. Jim, we don't have enough cameras at the Super Bowl to see it, do we? We got a million.
125 or something. That is going to be short. The Chiefs with a goal line stand.
And even more, Jim, Ronald Jones had 2 chances. He was 8 for 9 on the 3rd or 4th one this year. And just statistically, the Chiefs have stopped you twice. It's just so difficult.
All right, I'm going to set something up for you, Tony. There's never been a 99-yard touchdown drive in the Super Bowl in history.
I see what you're doing here.
Yes.
Is it going to happen right here on this play?
It's the drive. Let's see. Now it starts with a flick in the hill. Little weaving. Get away from bodies. It gives them working room out to the 15. Gain of 14.
I mean, his speed and short area burst is just terrifying for defensive players. I mean, look at this. Excuse me. I'm all right. Look at that throw. So many arm angles Patrick Mahomes uses. Great shot right there by our guys in the truck getting that one.
Going back over to Hardman, but the ball thrown at his feet. Wouldn't have gone anywhere anyway because Levante David was ready to hammer him. Let's go down to Tracy.
Well, Jim, we saw Sarah Thomas make the call on that 4th down. History. She is having, not just on her daughter, but on young girls everywhere, is just remarkable. Just an inspiration to everyone, Jim.
No question. Tremendous job. We've had so many games that she's done, so respected. And here is the handoff to Williams for a couple, but now it'll be 3rd and long again.
Yeah, she's inspiring. A lot of young women out there, and that's great to see it. Great for everyone in the NFL. She's talented, too.
Tony, the Bucs so far have held Mahomes to only 3 out of 11 for 23 yards.
It's troublesome right now if you're a Kansas City fan, only in this regard. They get behind plenty of times in the playoffs, and they always win by like double digits, it seems like. But this one's concerning to me because he's not having the same kind of time. And these guys have played them once before. So we're going to find out right now. Patrick Mahomes going to have to do some crazy special stuff.
And 3rd and 8. The ball was dropped by Kelce. He was getting hit by his ankles. He knows he should have had it. Would have been a first down and a whole lot more.
Watch Mahomes. He's going to get pressure like we just talked about. He doesn't have the same pockets before. He drifts back a ton. He has to throw that before he's ready. And another double team on Kelce. He still gets open, but that one is a drop, and that is costly.
Well, guess what? We still don't have a 99-yard touchdown drive in Super Bowl history. Townsend was able to pick up a slippery snap. As Mickens goes down, Pringle on special teams making a couple of fine plays. We do have a marker down. He's had a great tackle there, a kick return, a catch in the game.
That was a great tackle.
A 56-yard punt to go with it by Townsend.
See what the penalty is here.
He's even contemplate somebody going to go the distance when Kansas City has it, as this year they had drives this year that started inside their own 10, and they scored on 6 of those 10 drives, 60% of the time. So
They've been unstoppable.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I mean, especially when they really need it, right? It just looks tougher in this game because Tampa's defense is good. But really, it's just the time. It's like Mahomes did it on the last play. Just Kelce had a drop, but he kind of overcame it. He's going to have to do it a lot.
Kicking team number 56. 10-yard penalty. Replay 4 down.
called on Ben Neiman, who helped make the stop on Jones at the goal line.
You see right there, 56, holding.
Minter. Jay Feely, tell us about Townsend, the punter for the Chiefs.
Well, Tommy Townsend has a huge leg. You talk about great in warm-ups, but you can see the rookie having jitters out there. He had a 27-yard punt, and he drops this punt. And you're in the biggest stage. You're playing in the biggest game of your life. You have to be able to keep your composure. He's having a little tough time right now, Jim.
Well, that's Jay Feely, who went to high school just a mile and a half from right here at Raymond James Stadium at Jesuit High School. His magnificent long career as an NFL place kicker. So Townsend has his best punt taken off the books with a penalty from the end zone. And he's done it again. Nervous.
Wow. So the first punt you drop and then you bomb it. The second one you don't drop. And you kind of shake that one a little bit.
Or kind of. Big time. That's a 29-yard punt. 42-yard difference, Tony, between those two punts.
Wow.
For a moment, though, it's so underrated because Brady comes in, of course, changes the culture and a lot of stars on this offense. But to give you an idea how much respect Bruce Arians has for him, when he was offered the job a couple of years ago, he said, if Byron wasn't available, I might not have taken the job. It's all him. He runs the show.
He's done a great job. The communication between him and Brady. Leftwich had to learn Brady. Brady had to learn Leftwich. It's not just Bruce, it's much to do. Byron's done a great job with the communication and learning each other and what they do best.
3rd and 4. It's a flag to tip. But Tyrann Mathieu has another interception. An innocent marker down in the secondary.
And this is what we talk about. Matthews, 6 interceptions. Should have had a 7, but this is coming back. This is going to be a hold on the defense of Kansas City outside. And it's going to be on 35. Ward, who's covering Evans.
Holding number 35.
Matthew had 6 picks in the regular season, already with 1 in the postseason. Thought he had another one.
But watch the bottom of your screen right there. He's coming out of it, and he just holds him right there. And that's going to get called because there's a line judge right there watching. Look at the hands. It's just too aggressive. And this is where Matthew's instincts come in. He has such great instincts to kind of follow the ball. These tip balls, he gets to him all the time. But one big play, we talked about the penalties, Jim. You score a lot more on offense when you get them, and that one is the biggest.
1st and 10. Stacked up is Fournette. That's the 3rd, by the way, penalty on the Kansas City defense. And to make things even worse, again, it would have led to a takeaway. And it's just the very thing that Spags was talking about in our Zoom meeting with us this week, is just to not make mistakes for penalties.
It's huge.
Hey, Chopper, how you liking this football game so far?
These two offenses.
Well, let me see. Let me get the light on. There we go. So, Chopper, how you liking the football game so far?
Second and 9. Brady goes underneath.
This is stuff that you're going to get into a drop back. Brady does a good job throwing to the backs. I think we'll see the line start doing it. Watch Jones. If you're going to leave him one-on-one, he's going to make the quarterback move consistently.
You look good, doctor. Don't seem to be working with the building instructor.
A lot of nuance to his game.
I don't seem to be working with the building instructor.
He keeps going at this. He can play. Yeah.
Just give him some more time. Here's 3rd and 5. Incomplete. That was intended for Tyler Johnson. And Ryan Suckup will come out for a field goal try.
Oh, this is, oh gosh, tough one for Johnson there. Got a laser coming right at him. It's hard to tell which one Brady was thrown to, I think, on that, Jim. But it does hit Johnson right in his shoulder pad.
Suckup, former chief kicker, kicked for them for 5 years, 09 through 2013. 40-yard attempt coming up. Opinion on the hole. Trenner to snap it back from 40. Suckup is good, but there's a flag down. Now this came on a 4th and 5.
Yeah, I was gonna say if it's offsides. I mean, someone lines up offside sometimes. You never know. It's 17. Hardman line up offside. If so, it could be a first down. It's close. Ooh. Oh.
And it is against the Chiefs.
Either way, you're going for it now, even if you're 4th and inches.
Offside, number 20, defense, lined up in the neutral zone. 5 yards results, and a first down.
That's enough. Antonio Hamilton.
Well, this is where I think they're calling it Hardman. But right here, they said it's 20. Could be him as well. Could be both of them.
Boy, they rounded out and curved that defensive front on the field goal try, and they got called for it.
That's just another mental mistake. I mean, these are huge. It's a Super Bowl, Jim. You can't give teams a second chance. That's a second drive. Now it's tough to stop again.
Brady play action. Looking. Third option. End zone. Gronkowski again with the touchdown. Hold on, there's a flag.
Jim, this is going to be a touchdown. I think Kansas City held again on the other side of the field. I was watching up top. Mike Evans got held.
Number 21, defense, penalties to 5. Result of the play, touchdown.
Watch Gronk. They're going to hold, right? This team holds a lot. But he's so big, he's just going to push off, and that's the guy in this game that's troublesome if you're Kansas City and see that laser and the time Brady had set up, the ability to look off and come back. And Gronk coming back this season to get two touchdowns in the Super Bowl. He totally planned that, didn't he?
He retired after the Super Bowl 2 years ago down in Atlanta. He was at the Super Bowl game last year being honored with the top 100 players as the league celebrated his centennial. He was on the field for that activity before the game. Decided to come back. It's the Brady Gronkowski show. We've seen that before. Lemonade.
No, life gives you lemons, Jim.
Take lemonade.
And then mix it with something else and have a fun time.
That guy was Dude with a Sign. That's his name.
Sounds cool. I like that job, Jim.
Back here with a dude with a mic. As it's a touchback. Tonight, fans in Raymond James Stadium, one of the newest stadiums out there with Verizon 5G Ultra Wideband, the fastest 5G in the world, are getting closer to Super Bowl 55 with access to up to 7 live camera angles using 5G Super Stadium. All right, down 11. Oddly enough, Kansas City's been very comfortable these last two postseasons, being down by double digits, or even one case down 9. They connected. Mahomes to Kelsey.
Just going out, protecting the deep pass, zone on first down, and Kelsey tremendous at getting his body into these little areas. He's such a big guy. Mahomes is going to find him over and over again if you keep running that look.
Kelsey's second catch. That one for 13.
So sorry, got something stuck in my throat.
puts the defenders. Murphy Bunting brings him down after 4.
This is exactly Kansas City now. They're starting to learn what they're in. And Tyreek Hill's taking 2 or 3 guys deep. Have a guy underneath them. If you want to double him, Jim, you probably got space underneath wherever he's at. It's a good job by Kansas City finding a little bit of soft spots in the defense.
Hill held to 1 catch for 5 yards. After 203 yards in the first quarter here in November, we were talking about him being on an 800-yard pace game. On the run, it's caught by Travis. At the last minute, Holmes saw Travis, picks up 12 in the first.
Well, this is where Kelsey, he's like, I need a break. I'm tired. Watch, he's going to go up, and he's trying to read it. And he's like, I can go out or in. And you see, he's reading David right here. As soon as he sees David take the outside, he uses his instincts to get open, ready to throw for the quarterback.
And does a great job turning around and making the catch. His talks with us, he talked about you have to perfect the peak, something that Andy Reid admonished to his team about these 2 weeks leading up to get ready. The minute the game starts, perfect the peak. They didn't have it at the start of this game, trying to get something going now. As Mahomes, with that fast little wiggle, picks up another first down.
Using his legs, he's going to have to today. Some of the matchups up front. Watch the little wiggle here. Good job getting the first down. He's so tough, right, to go against Mahomes. I mean, I'm telling you, he's never out of a game. It doesn't even feel like it. Anybody else, maybe Brady, you're like, okay, probably get back in. But Mahomes, it's just like guaranteed. He's going to get his team back in the game out of position by the time the fourth quarter comes around.
And that guy right there knows it. Edwards-Helaire to the 29. Picks up 7. So they have 58 yards rushing, Kansas City, but 34 of it is on the legs of Mahomes when he's had to run out of the pocket.
And they really need to have a little bit of a running game with the way that they're playing soft today on the back end. They're still playing physical, line of scrimmage, which I like, Tampa-wise. But the safeties are deep because they got to protect. As you see them right here on your screen, look at these 2 guys. They keep backing up. They'll come down on these short yards. 2nd and 3, come on down here. Oh, wait. They're motioning. Get back.
Looking over for Hill instead. Dumps it off to Kelsey. First down, keeps his balance, and they're in the red zone.
This is just all Patrick Mahomes just playing a little backyard football. See how deep they are back there? Mahomes just finding the soft stuff underneath. That's where running the ball, throwing underneath. Keep the game simple right in front of you, and then take your shots when that safety and those guys start to come down.
Mahomes 4 for 4 on this drive. No need to snap it before the 2-minute warning. Don't want to leave too much time if you score to get Brady a chance to do something before the intermission. You're watching Super Bowl 55 on CBS. 2 minutes to go in the first half. Kansas City, until this drive, just not looking like Kansas City.
Well, the reason is, see these guys? They're making you win up front. They need you to throw stuff underneath and run the football because they're not letting Tyreek Hill beat them.
Next minute, it's it over to Hill. Second right. Has a word or two with Hill, and officials will come break that up.
Just watch. They have people around Tyreek wherever he goes. Look at the communication with Devin White and everybody. He goes back, forth, back, forth. And to see the swarm come in, Jim, where he's never going to be by himself one-on-one because of, look at that. The last time they played, it's the second time he played against a Todd Bowles type defense. He was not going to let him beat him.
They lost a yard with that last one. Second and 11. A pass right in front of David. It's caught by Kelsey, who blocks him now.
It's a really good throw route, but you see the pressure that Holmes is having to throw. He's used to looking right, coming back left, and firing, but now he's got to throw with the guy in his face. Kelsey's going to be the guy.
He's got 4 receptions on this drive. And it's a 3rd and 6.
Pretty sure we had 13 already.
Against Buffalo.
Yeah, the last game, which is first season record.
Big play here. Coming after him. Way back. All the way to the 35. And it's incomplete. That was Shaq Barrett.
Well, we talked, one of the biggest parts in this game was the ability one-on-one. If you can get them passing down, it's 4th and 6, where you know they're having to drop back. Barrett, 58, comes flying in. It's one-on-one against backup tackles. Patrick Mahomes is having to play faster than he's played all year, simply because of the guys that are up there. And these guys on the edge are so good. They're tapping pay, making life difficult.
Harrison Butker was good from 49 to open the scoring in the first quarter. This would be 34 yards. Townsend on the hole. And that kick is high and good. With a minute and 1 second to go in the second quarter. 14-6. Mahomes and Kansas City still haven't found the end zone.
Your soap and your body wash is a
His entire career. We see a little chippiness there with Mickens and Thornhill. We see that all over the field. Rimmers and Aaron Paul, Jensen and Jones, Jones and Jensen again. Even hey, Brady and Matthew. Yeah, they're coming back. I'll see you later.
You don't think these guys want to win? This is the Super Bowl, Jim. I mean, it's going to be chippy. You got to be smart, though, and not hurt your football team, right? And right now, this drive, huge.
Huge. Absolutely huge.
You get the ball back, Kansas City. You can't let town go down and get points.
It began the drive with a Fournette carry, and finally it'll be Jones who ends it. Along the Bucks. The Bucks, in the 3 postseason games leading in, had scored in the last 2 minutes of the first half of each game. Well, with Commissioner Goodell, with Russell Wilson, and great tribute to all the work he's done. A great year it's been for the NFL and all the many people, led by Roger Goodell, crowning achievement for them to be able to get through this season and all the contact tracing, different things that they did to keep the schedule right on go. Dr. Alvin Sills and many other people. So many doubters never believed we get to this night, but
Testament to all the work, commitment to everyone in the National Football League. You got a timeout there by Kansas City. They want this ball back. Let's still be aggressive, some sort of stuff to do that quick.
the Goblin wide receiver screen, and he's going to be thrown down 2 yards short.
That's perfect. And now Kansas City's in a little bit of a tough spot. It's like, do we really want to take another timeout? Because we're kind of helping them, but yes, we need to get this ball back and get some momentum into that second half.
Yeah, that is a real risky timeout because if they convert here, just remember what happened right before the half at Lambeau Field.
Tom threw a touchdown. Scotty Miller on the left sideline.
Well, they they bypassed a punt.
Yeah,
You know, they went for it on 4th and 4, got the ball over to Forte, picked it up, and then with just a second to go, wow, Scotty Miller from 39 yards out.
that's Bruce Aaron tape. No risk it, Jim. That's what's going to go by.
So let's see which way the risk reward timeout goes for the Chiefs. Can they get the ball back for the stop? Or will they get Brady more time to do something? Bucks with the chains. As Gronkowski has his 5th catch of the night.
And that's outstanding by Ward to come off. But Gronk kind of taking over this game with his physicalness, just his size. Getting the first down, Brady's going to rely on him in key moments like he always has. We've learned that this year.
23 seconds to go. Here's the deep ball for this week. Oh, did he trip him? Freeman's going to be flagged. Trying to hit Mike Evans.
Well, we talked, that's what happened at the end of the game against Green Bay. You take a shot when they're trying to stop you. Everyone plays for field goals, right? Your field goals, not Brady and not this offense in these situations. The one thing that's interesting, though, didn't look like it was touchable.
Pass interference, number 21. Defense. False place in the spot of the foul. Automatic. First down.
So, Gene, right here, that's a tough call, I think, because that ball might have been a little over. Gene, is that a penalty, 1 and 2? Was it overthrown? Would you be able to pick that up?
It's a foul, Tony. And you just can't estimate Mike Evans laying out there and covering 6 or 7 yards, right? I mean, it's just too tight for you to say that's uncatchable.
With 18 seconds, Brady goes in the middle of the field to Fournette, who powers down to the 9. They still have that one timeout.
Yeah. Kansas City took a timeout. No, that's got to be Tampa. They pointed to the other side. That would be silly. Kansas City's part. Yeah, it's Tampa Bay who took the timeout.
Arians called it from the sideline.
And that was smart. Really, with 14, he could have done it. But Tom wanted to go down, and we got it with 13 seconds. Tom wanted to go down and spike it, Jim.
Have one
Try
throw
to
to the
get-
end zone.
Well, you can also dump it underneath because you have a timeout left, right? So you spike it. Now you have the whole field. Now they have to throw it to the end zone.
Look at all these penalties, and those four have all been big ones. But think about, again, the timeout that Kansas City took on that 3rd and 2 on this drive.
It helped, especially if they give up a touchdown right here. It's the difference. But they wanted that ball back, and really the Chiefs have been phenomenal in the 2-minute situations. With 3 points in 2 postseasons. So Brady can't take a sack. Kansas City wants to see what they're in. So they're going to call a timeout here. It's not mattering on the other side.
Crazy things happen right before the half in Super Bowls in Tampa. You remember in 08, last play of the half? James Harrison with the interception. And Al Michaels with the and John Madden, legend, watching back home in California, we send our best.
Brady's been here 1,000 times. He knows he can't take a sack, can't throw the ball inbounds. You don't have time to clock this. You got to take a shot to the end zone. I would. He play defense usually more consecutive than he does.
Coming after him, has to throw it over the head. They got another flag, and this one's on Matthew. It'll set the ball at the 1-yard line.
Get out of here. You fake it here, and then you run on the next one. You don't get it.
There's the fake. There's the pass. And there's the catch for the touchdown. Antonio Brown.
Just unbelievable route by Antonio Brown, and what a job. Brady throws this ball down low and away where no one can get it with him. And what a drive, a Super Bowl type winning drive that Brady's only done throughout his whole career. I know it's the first half, but these come back. It makes it so daunting if you're Kansas City. Without your starting tackles, Jim, it's just going to be harder than it's been in the past.
Antonio Brown with his Super Bowl touchdown. He played in Super Bowl 45 as a rookie. Bruce Arians was the offensive coordinator for the Steelers. He caught one ball for 1 yard, was mostly a returner. And again, Brady and Matthew had an exchange.
Yeah, and he went and told him, he's like, listen, after the game, if you want to hang out a little bit, I'd love to have you over. Me and Giselle would like to, No, I don't think that's what he said there.
Unfortunately, I caught a number 32 defense. That 15-yard penalty will be assessed on the kickoff. This is his first foul with regard to disqualification.
Well, that penalty won't make much effect here with 6 seconds to go in the half, but it just continues. But just a damaging trend for Kansas City as the flags and penalties continue to pile up in this AFC reunion tour for the Bucs, with Brady and Gronkowski and Antonio Brown all getting involved in touchdowns.
See how efficient that Tampa Bay offense is doing? That's what they've solved. It's simple almost, right? They just keep running straight.
They had 1 minute and 1 second.
And we put it in Brady's hands.
Drove 71 yards in 5 plays. Sucked up extra point, good. For a 21-6 lead. Brady with 3 touchdown passes. 2 to Gronk, 1 to AB.
And here's the unsportsmanlike. He's running after him. Matthew's going at him. Tom's not one to just walk away from good talk. He's like, hey, you got something in your eye, Jim.
I don't know what you're talking about after your defense just gotten beat again. It's in what is a crucial last minute of the first half touchdown drive.
Well, and he's telling him right here, I got help on the inside, it's not there, and the frustration is boiling over for Kansas City. They're just not, they've been behind before, but this one feels different. Before it was self-inflicted in some of the other games, last postseason, and you always thought they were going to come back. They don't have the same time. It's going to be hard on offense, more than it's ever been. And on top of it, your defense right now is going against Brady and a very efficient offense who's able to run the football at you. It's a tall task. They can do it, but this is a tall task for the second half.
They'll kick from the 50 because of the penalty, so you never know with Bruce Arians. It's always good for a risk or two. Who knows if it's a little pooch kick? No? Go ahead and just drive it right through the goalpost. Pinion drives it into about the 10th row. Now, I mentioned they've had deficits. They've overcome them, particularly last year. All 3 games on the way to winning the Lombardi, they were down double digits, including 10 in the fourth quarter down to the 49ers before winning. They'll have to go make some massive adjustments.
And they will. You're not going to keep Patrick Mahomes down, and this is Matthew.
It's halftime time.
Keep their eyes forward and just do their job. Right now, they are giving Tampa Bay a lot of their stuff. That's really helped them. Can't do that in the time.
Kansas City will receive the second half kickoff after deferring at the top. That's the end of the first half with the score. Tampa Bay 21, Kansas City 6. Coming up next is the Rocket Mortgage halftime report. Plus, stay tuned for the biggest performance of the year, the Pepsi Super Bowl 55 halftime show, featuring The Weeknd. Grab and scan your Pepsi for unprecedented access to the action. Now, the high-flying Chiefs have been grounded here in Tampa. Gronkowski finds the end zone a couple of times. Brown right before the half, and Brady's doing his thing.
the game.
Oops, wrong way.
I mean, this is it. It's going to be tough. This is one of the toughest matchups for them simply because they're really good on the edges defensively. I think they got to play action. They need 2 tight ends in the game, move Mahomes even more, but that's the way to take shots. You got to take some shots at some point to Tyreek Hill just because he's that fast. The other part, be efficient underneath to Kelsey, run the ball. That's all I see.
Well, the longest play they had in that entire first half, just a 14-yard pass play from the 1 to Hill. That's it. This is a big play team. And there was nothing to speak of in that first half.
No, and it'd still be a closer game without all the penalties, right? But it looks like it's gotten tougher because of the efficiency of Tampa's offense, being able to keep things going over and over again. But this is a big play team, Kansas City, Jim. They're never out of it. And Patrick Mahomes is on that field. He's walking out in the second half of the Super Bowl, down 15. He's not done.
Came back from 10 down in the fourth quarter last year to win. Here's Pringle. Open up in the third quarter. And he runs out with a lot of brothers. Let's go down to Evan Washburn. What did you learn at halftime, Evan?
Well, Jim, Bruce Arians is well aware of the team he is facing. He feels like and knows his offense has to keep scoring. The magic number for Bruce Arians is 40. He feels like they get to 40, they win a Super Bowl. Defensively, he knows adjustments will be made. But the key in that area, tackle well and keep getting after Mahomes, and that will be enough, guys.
Wants to get to 40. They've been over 30 in all 3 of their playoff wins.
Well, sure, you'd like to get to 50. Why not? Keep yourself down.
Edwards-Helaire, the rookie, running into the secondary. Look at Wright chasing down. But not until he pulls off what is the biggest offensive play of the game for Kansas City. Goes for 26.
And you'll see this is what we're talking about. If you want to stop the big play, you got to run the football. You have numbers in the run game. Just watch. See, these guys, they're so deep because this guy right here is so dynamic. Just hand the ball off, calm down the offensive line. You'll have a chance.
Out to the 45 he goes. To Kelsey for 9.
Perfect start right now. Get it out quickly to Kelsey and run the football, then you'll get your shots.
First half stats were so one-sided. 18 first downs to only 9. The 95 penalty yards, and I heard the guys in the studio too talking about the excessive penalties. Some of them they didn't like the calls. 8-1 in the first half.
Definitely one-sided. I think they'll even up a little bit. Really, when you look at them, it's just like each one's its own. It's right most of the time.
Edwards-Helaire, jump cut to get around Garrett and pick up the first. Nice move by the 21-year-old rookie.
Oh, this is incredible because you talk about the tackles. Wiley whiffs against Barrett. Watch the right side. Edwards-Helaire does it on his own. This is the plan, though. At some point, when you start running the ball, look at that cut. At some point, they're going to have to bring those safeties down and Tyreek Hill will then get his opportunity. Tampa, resist the urge, Jim. Make them keep doing it.
At the 37. It's Darrell Williams. He got the start in the divisional round against Cleveland for his first career start, and he performed well. He, too, comes out of LSU just like his fellow backmate, Edwards-Helaire. Edwards-Helaire trying to go for the back-to-back titles, a national championship last year, and a year later looking for the Super Bowl. So they got a lot of ground to make up. Here's a 2nd and 8. Hartman slipped and only maybe picks up a half yard.
Mahomes looking. Kelsey fires the ball out. Hartman with a good catch, but then the grass makes him slip, and now we got a 3rd and 7 when you know they're passing, most likely. You know, this is a situation where you'd be like, Mahomes is incredible. He runs the ball a lot in this situation, but this is where the tackle's got to hold up and give him a chance to look downfield.
Need 7 for the first time.
Motion Kelsey in. You got 2 guys down at the bottom. They're really good.
Mahomes circles back, throws on the run, and it's knocked down, and no flag. Kelsey with Levante David coming from behind to knock it down.
This is rare. We just saw a slip by Hardman. Kelsey's where he's trying to go. He slips. And he was the one-on-one player because they had to double Tyreek Hill, and he knows how big of a play that was.
Great job by David. There was a clean knockdown, and now we're going to have a 50-plus yard field goal attempt by Butker, who did not miss this year on 50-yarders and beyond. He was 5 for 5.
Oh, you never know how it's going to turn out. That's all. You heard him.
And Butker right into the net and good.
Huge drive to get the 3.
21-9. Freedom for everyone since 1941. And by Budweiser Zero. 0% alcohol. 100% great taste. There are those who are calling this Champa Bay, with their Lightning winning the Stanley Cup in September, the Rays making it to the World Series, and now the Bucks in the Super Bowl on their home turf. What a span of 5 months. After not deep to the 5. Mickens. Middle and taken down. Watts on the tackle. Let's go to Tracy.
Well, Jim, that extended halftime was probably a good thing for this Kansas City team, especially this defense, because I can tell you, watching them on the sideline before the half, there's a lot of frustration. Several players had to be calmed down, including Tyrann Mathieu. Andy Reid, Steve Spagnuolo pulling him aside to talk to him. He sets the tone for this team. They cannot afford to lose him. The penalties were costly. Spagnuolo telling his team, we cannot control the officials. Stay aggressive, but it can't cost us. Right?
Other than that opening 3 and out they forced, Tampa's pretty much the ones that had the way. The was ahead on the flat for the first half of the third quarter, but down 3.
Well, and that's the thing, they're getting caught. Like you see that one with Matthew, I mean, that could have easily been called on Brady, and they gave it to Matthew there. So you're just getting a couple of situations where you're not staying focused on the task at hand. And that's really helped the Bucks.
Five receivers set on 2nd and 7. It's Brown with the to the Sorensen. They face a third now.
Yeah, sneaky big one right here. 3rd and 4. Tampa with a run and then a screen pass, doing exactly, basically slowing down Spagnola's play calls. Jim, he doesn't want to pressure because they keep doing these simple things and getting the ball up.
What Brady did in that first half, 16 of 20, 80%. It's the first time a quarterback in any half, in any Super Bowl, completed 80% and 3 touchdowns.
He's got to get this. They're coming after him here.
They rush 5, it's picked up. Fournette with the catch. And running over defenders before Neiman had enough to stop it.
This is the evolution of this Tampa offense right here. Spagnola, he's coming after you. You're ready to get this ball out. Here they go. They're going to blitz these guys. But as soon as they pop out, they throw the ball to the back. And Brady, instead of trying to read and decipher what they're in, he's gotten the ball to the back. Really good in the last part of the year. And that's helped this offense. Instead of trying to be the big play threat over and over, we just move the chains.
Fournette with 64 total yards in the game. Fournette again. That's it. Bounces off Cleveland, and Wilson then has a leverage to shove him back. Back to that unbelievable halftime show performance by the weekend. You want more? Grab and scan your Pepsi after the game for exclusive access to the show.
So you have to grab a Pepsi to get your accent.
Grab a Pepsi, and then you got to scan too.
It's a lot of work.
You can handle it. Antonio Brown in on this snap. 5 catches for 22 yards and a touchdown. It's Gronkowski running through that secondary. And Thornhill able to get enough of him, trips him up, but another big game. Gronkowski's feasting here tonight. 6 for 68 and 2 touchdowns.
Watch Matthew right here. Now, the fake comes in, and he's reading Brady's eyes. Brady's looking right, left, and then he comes back right. That's the one area. Matthew tries to read. He's got great instincts, but right there, he's going, oh, no, shoot. I thought you were supposed to help me over there. Well, I want a statement by Tampa coming out. Efficient football, like we said, just screen little ones. Play action gets the big play, and then they run and watch Mark.
Yeah, right there. Yeah. They had an extra lineman in on that snap. But Marpet helped clear the way, and Fournette, who has found a comfort zone in this playoff run that has made him look like the player that Jacksonville drafted long ago in the fourth pick overall. Suck up. Fournette, you remember they wrote Fournette that one year all the way to the AFC Championship game and had the Pats down 10 in the fourth quarter. But he's gone from the waiver wire to the Super Bowl and to the end zone. Jim Nance, Tony Romo, Tracy Wolfson, Evan Washburn, Jake Bailey, Gene Sperator. Well, 3 minutes and 41 seconds. Just 6 plays to cover the 74 yards. Arians wasn't kidding about the 40 points.
You know, it wasn't. I mean, if you're watching this game right now at home, yeah, you're obviously incredibly nervous as a Chiefs fan because this is just so difficult to get back in. But that's 4 out of 5 drives they scored a touchdown, and the one they were stopped at the 1.
That's right. Rain ball. Flying to about the 26. Joining us tonight at the game as guests of the NFL are 3 of the brave officers from the Metropolitan Police Department, all of whom played heroic roles at the Capitol on January 6th. Along with them is the family of fallen officer Ryan Sicknick, who lost his life in the line of duty defending the Capitol. To Edwards-Helaire here, 4-3. This 19-point deficit that the Chiefs face right now is the second largest deficit of Mahomes' career. You and I were there for the biggest deficit when it was down 23-0 to Houston in the divisional round a year ago. Came back to win that one game.
Well, this is right here what dreams are made of, right? You come back in this one, this will live on the test of time forever against Brady in this situation.
He is taken down by Shaq Barrett.
Sometimes dreams become nightmares pretty quickly, Jim, and they
can flip in a second, can it?
Just watch. You see Barrett just fighting. A lot of that's because the other side, too, though. I mean, Pierre Paul's dominating on the other side right there. You see that? Mahomes has nowhere to go.
There's Sue in the area also.
This is where, I mean, literally, he has been Superman throughout his entire career. It's like now or never, though, for this team. If he can put that cape on, it's time. It's going to be tough.
3rd and 14. He leaves it. Snapped away. On the deflection, it's intercepted. There is a flag down, but that is Winfield with the pick.
I think it's going to stand. It looked like it's in the backfield, right? Did someone get held going in?
Holding. Number 62.
What a play. Wow. Mahomes trying to make something happen and a perfect tip. Tampa Bay trying to close out Kansas City early.
passing and just got picked off on third down as well.
It was actually a phenomenal throw. The guy just got his hand up the top. Enough to make some really difficult ones.
Field for Brady and company. He's got a wide open target. Fournette. It's right under the chin strap of Freeland.
Brady, just a play fake, right? We've talked about it. Now watch right here. This is where you're trying to look back, and he's going to take the over route. And as soon as he turns around, Brady just high-lows Neiman right there. And they've got this. They got their number right now because they have to stop the run. The pressures don't work because they're throwing screens.
They got their number all the way around.
Well, you're going to start just coming after. Watch this, Jim. They're just going to. I wonder what's going on here. Don't you guys want to come in?
First and 10. What a move that is. And he's now got 116 total yards. And reminded me, it didn't take it the distance like Marcus Allen did in Tampa's first Super Bowl. It's a great comeback run of all time.
Just watch. These Packers are going to start blitzing a lot. Spagnuolo knows it's a slow death happening right now. They're going to start sending everyone and the patience of Fournette there. Great job.
Now Jones comes in for him.
Just runs to the right, Jim.
Jones, a foot shy of the first.
Starting to feel like they're wearing it down a little bit.
Well, this is what they do, and if you look at what they've done time of possession, in the month of January, in the postseason, in the fourth quarter, they're going to football for over 10 minutes a game. And here we are just 4.5 away with a monster lead on the defending champs.
It's impressive how efficient they've turned, as the season went on. They just learned themselves, and they line up here in this right formation, hand the ball off to right. If you don't like it, well, actually, just stay right.
Here's the toss to the right. Jones, that's enough for the first. Wasn't much there, but new set of downs.
31-9. Do the numbers, Jim. Just pretend like I can do these. I'm going to ask you just in case. 31-9 turns into what? What's the depth? The score.
You mean the
How much you ahead by?
22-point margin? That's all right. There you go. You're talking about holding the
9 is always getting there. Yeah. That's 22. You're still in it, right? But if you all of a sudden score a touchdown here, and it goes 35-9, numbers, Jim, 26. That's over 3 possessions. Monster stop for Kansas City.
Play action, Brady. Looking for another one. That is incomplete. Trying to connect with the backup. Tied in there, Tanner Hudson. Did you say you had trouble with the number 9? What kind of sense does that make? Tanner Hudson almost able to be a Super Bowl star.
Well, Tanner Hudson gets actually wide open here. But Brady just overshoots him. They should have really flattened that route a little bit because they really got the Chiefs guessing.
That was Brady's first incompletion after 9 straight. And 2nd and 10. That's it. Got one. Incomplete. Gunner has a lot to do with us being able to call him TB12 here. You'll see the catch. Great effort, but clearly out. See, Godwin wore number 12. That was his number. And Brady was ready to wear number 7. But Godwin said, you know what? I can't do that to you. So he gave him his uniform number. And maybe Tom ends up with number 7 tonight anyway.
Well, usually there's like, listen, I'm going to give it to you because I'm such a nice guy. Here you go, Brady. But also, you're going to go and give me a car, a house. I'm going to tell everybody I was just going to next to you.
Let's check that. Flies over his head. He draws on it at the 34. That really the only miscue of the night by the Buccaneers. And that just means the suck-up will have to try one from about 51 or 52 yards.
And this ball just goes high and fast. Tough guy's really a great job getting the ball back, but this was the chance right there, right?
The Chiefs, that's the play that kind of could weirdly, you just never know if this thing plays out. So his career long is 54. As long of the year is 50 is suck up. This is 52. Suck up's kick. And there's your 31 to 9, Tony. That's a 16-point lead. What is that? 22, Jim. I'll do something. I never did that wrong.
King, I keep
Henyon handles the kickoff chores and delivers a touchback 85% of the time. And that ties well. When will the Chiefs look like the Chiefs? It's been a long time. Winners of 25 out of 26 games you know as a quarterback, but today he's having to play so much faster than normal with the backup tackles. Not able to get through the progressions as fast as he normally would. And then you got to remember, that toe right there is making him a little less mobile. The ability in short spaces to cut and make those guys miss in that backfield. He's now down to the wire, Jim. This is getting close to getting out of hand. You're not getting past him. Having the roll out, and now heaves it. He's got Kelsey open. When it falls incomplete, there is a flag back at the line of scrimmage.
This is holding 24.
Prior to the pass, holding number 24, defense, 5-yard penalty, automatic. First down.
You know, I'm going to mention Carlton Davis's name because he got flagged there, but I got to give this guy some props. We talked about him so much when we were here on Thanksgiving Sunday. He got torched going up against Hill. He was targeted 9 times, covering Hill. There were 8 catches on that night for 204 yards and 3 touchdowns against him. Tonight, he hasn't given up anything except that penalty. That one's in left for 6.
You're right. This is one of those moments. This is like anybody playing any sport or doing anything. He just is learning. He learned why I got beat. Todd Bowles says, hey, there's Todd Bowles with an incredible job tonight. He deserves a ton of credit for this plan they've come up with. But he's had him stay aggressive. He's like, listen, this is just a learning experience. You now were a little too soft in that game. Go trust yourself and get up on him and use that as a way to improve. And there it has.
Bowles was on the ring as a player with Washington back in '87. Here it is, Edwards Alaire. He's got a first down. Todd has part of the staff that there were so many deep ties. It's a close-knit organization, really. I mean, it's so much at the center around past relationships with Arians, like Todd Bowles, who played for Arians at Temple back in the early 80s. We mentioned earlier Aaron Leftwich, who Arians got to see too when he was on the staff of Pittsburgh, and Leftwich was a backup. First down. That flag out. Blow the whistle.
Full start. Number 10. Offense. 5-yard penalty. Remains first down.
He just took off early, which play is dead. It's tough to see because he's so fast. Calling the flash.
Here's the targets for Mahomes tonight. Kelsey with 6 of his 12 completions. 6 of 12 Mahomes completions. Hardman with 2 for negligible yards. Hill to basically nothing for him by his high standards. He's had 3 straight playoff games going back to last year's Super Bowl, at least 8 catches and at least 100 yards. Tough pass, and it's knocked down again by David, who has been defending the pass in the middle of that field a couple of times with some knockdowns, denying Kelsey.
It's just an outstanding. Look at how heavy he is. Flat-footed, we call it. Go up and hit him. Kelsey goes up and shakes people and wins all the time.
He's got 101 yards. He's got more. Over to the 20 now to Sammy Watkins' first target. He's been out since week 16.
This is really tough. What a girl my mom's been looking. He's limping, Jim. This has really affected his movement in the pocket and ability in a game where movement was huge coming in to create plays against this front. With the backups in, he's going to have to do it on one foot mostly.
One more snap in the third quarter. Got time here and throws it out of reach for Williams. But we're heading to the fourth with Tampa Bay. Tom Brady leading 31-9. That was a perfectly thrown ball.
This is it. The last quarter.
Yes, things are difficult. This is the guy right here, right? Him and Brady, the two guys I heard you want with the ball before you trying to make a comeback like this.
This Dr. No game. Again, it was Devin White. Devin White, whose cousin, and Chiefs fans may not be aware of this, but his blood cousin, Cambrick West. Yes, running back for the Chiefs up until last year. 5 years as a running back. All in that small town in northwest Louisiana, Spring Hill, Louisiana. Second and 9.
That's it. Come on. Come on.
This is him. Into Robinson.
Oh, what a play. Mahomes, even with the hurt foot, he's limping, just kind of, I'm right here, and then I just soft touch, and that should have been a touchdown.
That's just a little too high.
It was just barely.
It's the third down play here. A minute into the fourth.
I'm going for it. It's 2 down territory for me on the Chiefs. This is the time. You're in this, Jim, if you score a touchdown here. We've seen a lot of crazy stuff happen.
As it completed a pass on third down tonight. Can he do it this time? Reverse his course. He's all the way back at the 30. Barrett is on. Leaves it before the whistle. And Ringo has it in his hands and ruled it incomplete. That was craziness.
Well, you can see the fight in Mahomes. He's trying to will his team to give it a chance with all the movement. That's a little more risky, to say the least. He kept trying to buy the time, and it's so hard to get this guy down.
Well, it's fourth down, and of course they have to go for it at this stage. Gotta get to the 2 for first. Mahomes can't hear.
He's asking for them to get the clock back up. He started it too early. He might actually get it. We'll see. Or is he going to say it's a timeout? If they didn't, they're checking right now if they did it and didn't reset the clock correctly. If they did, it's
First
timeout.
charge timeout.
Timeout,
Kansas
TC.
City. 30 seconds.
That's your best play from the 9. So this is one of those 4th and 9, but you really have to 11. You get it first down technically, but you're really trying to score a touchdown.
Gotta be 87, doesn't it?
Inside the middle of the field, yeah. I think what happens is you use Tyreek Hill a little bit as a decoy. But you got to come up with your best stuff. To me, Tyreek has to be a guy that's going and flushing everything out. I can tell you right now, this guy is going to be helping over here with Tyreek Hill, which means something over here coming to the middle.
4th and 9. Again, running for his life. Mahomes got it away. Incomplete. White knocks it down. It was intended for Darrell Williams. He was parallel to the ground when he threw it.
That's unbelievable to get it there and it actually hits him in the face mask, and Mahomes knows that was a chance.
This is the story of
was Amaya Brannon from Auburndale, Florida. Amaya was selected as the winner of the NFL Play 60 Super Bowl contest presented by Danimals for her dedication to helping her peers lead active lifestyles. And find digital resources at NFL.com/play60 to get your kids moving. So the Bucs take over on downs. And Ronald Jones.
Get your kids moving is right.
Absolutely.
Doc Jones heard back home.
It's not a problem. Jameson Fine.
Let's calm them down sometimes and just hang out with Dad on the computer. That's a great deal.
Sounds so basic, but so important.
It's the best time. Nothing more fun than playing.
Here's a 2nd and 6. It's Jones. 2 straight carries, and he's got 12 yards in those 2 to pick up the first down. Well, I mentioned in the 3rd quarter that their ability to just close out games in the 4th has been a running theme through these 3 road games that got them back to their home turf. Through Washington, through New Orleans, through Green Bay.
And they just so use the way times to just make the game simple.
There's Jones. He's got 8 more. Voting is now open for the Super Bowl 55 MVP presented by Verizon. Go to NFL.com/MVP and vote now.
Well, it's been a total team effort from Tampa. Everyone, a lot of guys deserve it. Like Brady and the efficiency, decision making, some of the just the 3rd and 3, check down to the back really quickly, right? And then the big play happens next. He's been just really making the game easy.
Jones getting all the work. And another first down. The Brady's 20 out of 26. Not for a ton of yards, 195, but 3 touchdowns and no picks.
But that's what you want. You want balance. I mean, how much rushing yards?
128 now on the ground for the Bucs.
And how many? 195 and 128. I mean, that's balance right there. And that's how you beat a great team like Kansas City. I mean, everyone tries to do it, right? Let's be balanced, run the football, keep Mahomes off the field. But you got to also complete the 3rd down and you make plays when you're there on the rest.
Well, Jones and Fournette over 60 yards rushing. As Fournette comes back out and gets another 4.
And they're just tired right now. You know they're running the football. They're coming right at you. You can see the wear and tear right now in Kansas City. And it's hard to repeat, isn't it, Jim? That's why we haven't seen it in how long?
Oh, it's
20 years on. I mean,
03, 04.
Yeah.
It's the longest stretch for the Super Bowl era between times when we've had back-to-back champions. That's great. That's another first down. All right, Evan Washburn, down to you.
Well, Jim, as we well know, we all owe it to our mom. So for Bruce Arians, that's Kay Arians, 95-year-old Kay Arians. Their kids in the red from Hanover.
Wow. She looks pretty good for her age.
As a coach, she was the one that got this here to say, you need to get back into coaching. This is a dream come true for both Arians to watch her son on the sports biggest stage.
He was awesome story there. He was so excited about coming down from Pennsylvania. Here for the game tonight is Fournette has number 8.
Now, when you look back in this game, one of the most simple runs they're going to do. Now, watch. Whoever the corner is, he's going to have to end up making all these tackles because all they do is block all these guys down here. Go ahead, and you'll see whoever's outside, that's who they want to tackle. That's why teams in this league want corners who can tackle. As the game runs on, it gets harder. You have a big losing back coming at you. You like to cover people. Tampa makes it hard on you.
Second and 2 for Ned. Stop cold that time. That was that good.
Okay, if you ever really needed the chance,
With 8:35 to go.
it was almost inconceivable. Because we've just never seen it, Jim. I mean, Kansas City's never, Patrick Mahomes has never been held to single digits. He's never lost by double digits, is that right? I mean, they've won 25 of the last 26 games he's played or started.
The last time he lost by double digits, he was at Texas Tech and lost to Iowa State in 2016. There's Brady's deep throw, and there is no flag as Gronkowski was the target. Matthew defending.
How about the guts on that play call right there? Brady throwing it out there. And he had it for a second. That's a really tough throw. I'm looking the other way. Right? Would you punt or go for it here? I think you got to probably this lead, right?
Even if there's only 8 minutes to go. Make him go the full field.
Well, defensively, your job is not to jump off sides. Everybody on this side of the screen right here, don't go past that ball on that line and give him a first down. And over here, I would try and move my head, bob and weave to a whole bunch of stuff as a center to try and draw my side. Move it back and forth.
Chris Kenyon, they punted on their first 2 drives of the night, and this is the first one since. They are caught by Hartman. Is there anything that you've got in your playbook for 8:06 to go down 22? We will see.
Budweiser Zero. 0% alcohol, 100% great taste. WeatherTech. Proudly made in America for decades. And by Klarna. Pay in 4 small payments. Smooth shopping.
And a look from our Skycam presented by Michelob Ultra.
He'll get it up deep. Those guys are moving back, trying to protect the end zone.
Stepping up from the goal line. And find Kelsey. All the way out to the 41. Picked up a 33.
A little too soft on this one. Mahomes, though, creating, making a play. So what?
They've got him again. Second sack of the night.
Mahomes just trying to find somebody, has to beat it and just take the sack.
Boy, when Eric Fisher went out with the Achilles injury late in the game against Buffalo, what it triggers, you had to move your right tackle to the left side, you had to move your right guard to right tackle, and then you had to insert with Newski as a starter for the first time this season. So basically it affected three positions. It's been uneasy all night. JPP coming after him. They're going to ship him up. He's coming back. Almost got him again.
There's some rough house going on down there. So it looked like Mahomes took a good shot there. You could see it from up here. It looked like he got sandwiched by multiple guys. This will be a penalty on Tampa. It has to be what they did right there.
Personal foul, roughing the passer, number 90. Defense, 15-yard penalty, automatic.
Here's where he came back after him for the second time.
Oof.
Just crushed high and low by White.
So this is just hitting him in the head or neck area, which you can't do. Ouch. And he knows it right there. He's trying to tell you. He's taking a beating tonight.
Knocked down 8 times. Might have been his easiest throw of the night right there.
Knocked down 8 times, but you got to get up on the 9th. If there's a chance, it's right here. They really got to do something special, as everyone knows. He's trying to talk them into it to see if they can make it into the wire, but everything's different.
First down for the 40. At 8 to Blade. Let's take a look at next-gen stats powered by AWS.
Well, this is about containing Hill. If you have one plan, it's to have safeties deep. 2 high safeties means you're going to take away a big play. 82 possession. That's the highest rate in the last 5 years for Todd Bowles, with the highest rate this season. And that's how you beat the Chiefs, or the teams that have some success against them. You've got to eliminate Tyreek Hill almost completely with people deep and helping on every play.
Second and 10 out of the backfield for Williams. With spin move to pick up 9. Giving it held to 3, and they're going to run to the line. Also, first injured that left big toe in the game against Cleveland. Later was taken out of the game because of concussion protocol. It has not been an easy postseason for him. Yeah, it's never been more difficult at all in the NFL than it has been tonight on any single occasion. On the sidearm throw, Tyreek has it. And now it really comes in to help push him ahead for an extra couple.
Big throw, great decision there, but you can see the guys who are keen to Tyreek Hill on every play. I almost use it against him a little bit, right? Running through, have someone come underneath, right where he runs through.
There's another catch by Hill, his 5th. The previous play was Mahomes' first third down completion of the game.
Yeah, that's Remmers, left tackle 75, looked like a penalty.
Holding, number 75.
There's your backup tackle. It's just hard because now you're trying to come back, but watch him right here. It's going to ride Nelson to the edge, and I don't know, Jim. That's kind of a soft call.
Anthony Nelson dreaming of getting to the quarterback. But held back. To the 37. That was a diving attempt by Mike Edwards. He was tipped away by Dean, who missed the first matchup due to concussion.
The people that are just around him, Vea gets pressure there, and that's why the ball's just barely behind him. He's having to throw under obvious stress. And you see the dejection, just a tough day for such a competitor and one of the really great people in this sport.
They got a fan on the field.
Jim, did you run down there? Come on.
I will be later for the trophy presentation, but not this soon.
Brady watching the action going on.
One of the great moments of the night, I will say that. They should sign him. We'll be right back. Highlights and analysis. Plus the presentation of the Lombardi Trophy. You can find out who's named the Super Bowl 55 MVP. That's all coming up on the horizon. Post-game show. Just 5 minutes remaining. Oh, what a hit. Ball is out, recovered by Kansas City, but Mahomes is just hammered by Ndamukong Suh. A play that typifies the night for this Tampa Bay defense.
Well, they try and get a big play down the field of the hill, but it takes forever, and he's trying to see him right there.
Cam Gilman on 2.
Just trying to do anything to help his team and taking a huge shot. That guts. Moving around with a back foot. The season's on the line. He's hanging in there trying to find anybody at the last second. Give his team just one last shot.
3rd and only 33. Try to get at least half of it here with Tyreek. Rick to the 27. So that'll make a 4th and 10.
It's close to the many yards he's had all day.
Hill now 5 catches for 61. Kelsey's gone over 100. Customary for him, 9 for 117.
Just nothing. Yeah, they really. I mean, this is like right there. It's just giving them something underneath, right? Yeah, take away one of those too. But now your Super Bowl is not been on the line, Jim. You don't get this one. I'm calling it.
Mahomes, Chase running out of real estate, throws. Incomplete, and Tampa Bay makes another stop. Oh, that taunting action right there by Winfield, totally unnecessary.
Well, it is taunting. That's totally unnecessary. Shouldn't do that. But it's still going to be Tampa Bay's ball because it's after the play, 4th down, turnover on downs. And what a performance by Tampa Bay. You see Winfield taunting, and I don't like that or condone that at all. Tyreek Hill working hard to get open all day, and Winfield is like you're kicking a guy when he's down. He's doing his sign that Tyreek does when he scores a touchdown.
After the play was over, unsportsmanlike conduct. Number 31 of the defense. The ball does go over on downs, and the 15-yard penalty will be enforced half the distance. First down, Tampa.
Final 4 minutes to go before the celebration in Tampa gets the night started well into the morning. To every Well, it was called by virtually everyone. The dream matchup. Couldn't think of anything to compare. I have to say they're going to be And this is taking nothing away from a brilliant performance by the Bucks. There are going to be a lot of people disappointed that the game did not live up to the hype.
Well, if you're a Tampa fan, you love this. Kansas City, not, but yeah, a lot of other. But these two quarterbacks have really stood out. Like Tom Brady is the greatest of all time. He's gone to 10 Super Bowls. He has now won his 7th Super Bowl. And I talked about it earlier in the week. If Patrick Mahomes would have won this game, it would have went from 6-2, and that's a mountain you can climb. 7-1 means that Mahomes now has to probably get to 8. We're only talking about him because we think he's that special and that good. This one will hurt and sting, but this kid's going to play in a ton of them, and he's going to play and win a ton of them. But getting to 8, Jim? Oh my God! Because if it's 7, Brady beats you head to head.
It's the hardest game to get to, and it's just amazing to think that Tom had 3 by the age of 27, and they didn't have a single Super Bowl win between ages 28 to 36, 0. And now here he is at age from 37 to now 43. This will be his 4th since the age of 37.
He's just figured out how to continue to play at an incredibly high level in his work ethic, commitment to his sport, craft, and just people don't realize the 5 a.m. studying sessions on Monday to get his team to have a great scheme, this year and learning all new players and offenses.
Again, the Verizon post-game show. The JB, Phil, Nate, Boomer, and Coach Cowher, their highlights, their analysis of the game. And we're going to present the Lombardi Trophy. That's all coming up. That's the naming of the Super Bowl 55 MVP coming up on the Verizon post-game show.
Well, I do think, I can see what happens if these two teams met again next year. Mahomes beats them then. Then you kind of close together. That's a good way to.
I didn't hear that all in the build-up.
I'm just saying, that one's thinking. I'm always thinking optimistically. What a job Tom Brady and this Buccaneers team's doing.
Yes. For a long ball over the head of the
Well, the reason they do that is the safest throw right there. Throw deep, one-on-one.
Just want to send along our thoughts and prayers for the little girls and children that were injured in the car crash Thursday night involving head coach Andy Reid's son, Britt. Multi-vehicle accident. 2 children in a car hit by Reid's car, Britt Reid's car. He's the outside linebacker coach, seriously injured, one involving life-threatening injuries, and seen a picture of a little girl, and she's in her family. Very much in her thoughts and prayers. And in the punt, 3:35 to go. Tyreek back on the punt return. First time tonight, and he races out of bounds. How about Bruce Arians 2 years ago? He was working for CBS. Shows you anything's possible, Tony.
You're right. I'm out of here.
I'll see you. Sure has been fun. He worked with Brett Gumbel and Trey Green. Did a game every week for us. Said he couldn't really use his real voice. At times I thought he might have meant his real vocabulary when he's talking to us about it. But he enjoyed it. He loved going to the practices, the meetings, and finding out what teamwork is like on the broadcast side of it. And still has his CBS blazer, he says, inside his closet at home.
A special season. They don't get here without Bruce Arians and his adjustment ability.
Ball at the ground and complete.
Without his vision and to keep this team going 7-5. You know how hard that is to get your team. To go undefeated from that point on. It starts with your head coach and his vision, and it trickles down. That's a close call right there. But I think that's
A very close call.
What a fantastic job. He deserves a ton of credit.
2nd and 10. He'll able to grab it, looking on 2 yards short. No, he's an interesting guy and has been successful. It took him a long time. Bruce Arians to get a head coaching job, and he finally got one at Arizona. He probably did it for the Council of Coaches, Coach of the Year awards. Players love playing for him. With the ladder, down to about the 31.
one thing is like, well, Kansas City was healthy. I mean, you have a lot of shoot. Here's the one thing. They played the first quarter. Kansas City was ahead 17-0 earlier this year. From that point on, Tampa Bay's won 55-19, Jim. That's not random. The rest of that game, they came back. Tampa ended up losing. Kansas City kind of dominated early. But the adjustments Tampa's made, they've kind of shown you they've just been more physical. They've won these games in the trenches. I mean, they've really won late in the year in the trenches. And then Tom just kind of gives you the Tom Brady specialness.
It was a team, according to the coach, that the process took forever to get it to come together. After the no OTAs, they lost O.J. Howard, their tight end, who Brady was really high on. Right before the start of the season, Evans was injured early. Godwin had missed time during the season. Miller was injured. AB signed in late October. Fournette, of course, had to come over on the waiver wire and catch up. So once you kind of got all that gelled, and that again would be on the timeline, right around the bye week, the 1st of December, well, they had their team in place for this stretch drive. I mean, it's a heck of a team. I've heard people say, there's a lot more weapons than Tom ever had in New England. As far as being surrounded by great talent, there's a lot here.
You're right. They had a lot of talent. But come on, they had Randy Moss and Wes Welker.
Yeah, you're going back on 7 now.
Yeah.
Okay.
But you are right. This team does have some ability. And they're not going away, I don't think.
No. You got to give Jason Light a lot of credit, too, the general manager. Done a tremendous job. Hall of Fame careers, and try not to look at, the hairstyles here. Look at the this is pretty impressive.
Too late. I don't look at the hairstyles.
As Kelsey has the catch down to 25. Looking around, Chad throws it incomplete. And that is a summation of the night.
Yeah, it's just running through your life, a little backyard football getting out.
But you never thought this night would be this one-sided on either side.
No, we thought I thought this would come down to one of the quarterbacks having not good. Every time you watch
something about one for the ages, I think.
That was you, but I actually agree with you. And I'll tell you though, it's gonna sting, but these two quarterbacks very seldom. Like this year, we watched Brady get back at times. That's so rare. I mean, for great quarterbacks, because eventually you figure out what the defense is doing. And tonight, there really wasn't a lot of answers for Mahomes. It was like, okay, we know what you're doing. Because they didn't change it up 50 different plays. They kind of lined up and said, we're doing this, but we're just going to go ahead and beat you up front at those spots where you guys are the backups. And what a plan by Todd Bowles. He has so much stuff in, but he just kept it simple in a brilliant way.
Former Jets coach who was interviewed as the coaching carousel, and all of that was taking place in January. And when Detroit took a look at him, got to think someday, hopefully he's going to get a second chance at it. He's a great coach.
Oh, yeah. Him and the enemy both. Next year, they should be head coaches.
On 4th and 3, they complete it to Robinson for the first down.
I'll take us to the 2-minute, Jim. If you could give us one of the great sign-offs at the 2-minute, I would love to hear it. You got 5. Go.
Or watch it. The NFL, count me down. On CBS. 1.
It's just
last 2 minutes. And boy, that relationship coming together was a big part of this late season surge, as Brady's going to have now individually more Super Bowl wins than the Patriots and the Steelers franchises.
It's unbelievable. And, the decision to go get Brady, it doesn't seem like it was hard, right? But it sometimes is when a guy's older. You just think maybe, they could be slowing down. Tom never showed that, but sometimes people think that. Here's one for you, Jim. You ready? When the Buccaneers go out and get him, Tom Brady has the highest winning percentage of any player in the 4 major sports. The Buccaneers have the lowest winning percentage of any team in the 4 major sports. You go get Brady to turn that around. He did that this year, and this culture has changed forever.
Here comes Mahomes. Trying to find the end zone, and no. How about that? One last indignity. Intercepted by White. That defense, tremendous tonight.
Let's give them a share of the Super Bowl or the MVP trophy, right? What they've done in the playoffs to hold Breeze, Rodgers, and Mahomes at bay.
How about that set of quarterbacks?
Has it ever been harder? Ever?
Can't imagine. Gronk comes out of retirement. Wasn't even thinking about ever playing again when he was at the Super Bowl last year, there for the 100-year celebration. And Bruce Arians is about to be the oldest coach to ever win the game. You think a lot of people say you come down to Florida to retire. Well, not these guys. You got Arians that comes down here, wins a Super Bowl. You got Brady. You've got Antonio Brown. Looked like his career was over. Gronkowski comes out of retirement. Fournette was looking for a home. Sue, late in his career, is going to have his first Super Bowl title.
Pierre Paul, who dominated at different stretches, played like he was young, the Spagnola again. What a performance.
Listen to him now. Listen to him imploring that team. Now, no wonder they want to call it Tampa Bay. For Tampa, Brady is just an R&D away from making that a reality. And research and development will tell you, Jason Light did the right thing. Putting all this together. One more snap, would you have guessed when this impossible season was trying to launch that you'd get it all in, you'd get to Tampa, and when the Super Bowl ended, the ball would be in the hands of Tom Brady.
I don't know why we ever think it won't. It's gotten almost not realistic in anything. I never thought this guy just changes the mold of the way we think and continues, and there's Spagnola telling him.
I got no answers for you tonight. That's what I'm saying.
Right here, there's Brady saying, hey,
You can touch, she says.
here's looking at you, kid.
The Tampa Bay Buccaneers have a second Super Bowl title in franchise history.
And Tom Brady doesn't pass the torch quite yet to Mahomes, does he? Even though
you're looking at the greatest right there. The family celebrating, mom and dad right there in the center.
there's Brady's parents,
Mom Galen, Tom Sr., the original.
what an amazing run to that son.
The champagne comes out.
Your son's the greatest who's ever walked.
Well, guys, that was not the kind of football game I expected. I kind of expected for the Chiefs to win, but it was not the kind of game I expected. But one I gotta say is that that was a great Super Bowl game. even though the Chiefs lost. But well, guys, I hope y'all can stay tuned for the Equalizer review I'll be doing. So that's it right now. So go on ahead and stay tuned for the next video of the Equalizer that I'll be doing after I watched it. Peace out.
Making the greatest